Okay, which one has more talent? Vocally, Angelina Jordan, no debate. Musically, Aurora, not to mention also a risk taker, but especially songwriting wise, more talented. Now, am I really comparing two completely opposite poles? No. By the way, I'm a psycho and I drink homemade wine every 2 weeks from a very fancy bottle because it's homemade wine. Yeah. So why did I choose Angelina Jordan as a reference when the video is about Aurora? Well, exactly because of that. Because they represent two different worlds, two different visions of life, if I can put it this way. And when you try to explain something with basic words, well, one way is to use opposite ideas, kind of like black and white works. And if I were to give a name to this two worlds, well, Angelina represents the old school approach, where your career is based on the pure natural talent, while Aurora, books and musically wise, she's a representation of the new generation, the woke one, despite being for years considered an outsider, a niche face like Grimes of Eliza and FKA Twigs and so on. Anyway, before we get to analyze Aurora only, we need to understand a few things about music, or rather fields that are related to music. I know it can sound a little bit strange, but there's this subtle connection between fashion, social media, and Billboard, and that connection, the name of it is relatability rate. There's no name for it, I'm just making it up. But why? Because people like to belong. They can create a worldwide trend around a specific artist at a given moment in time, and vice versa. If an artist's work starts to fit some trending social patterns, the trend makes him or her relevant to a mass audience. As a side note, it's why teenagers are the most profitable audience, because they're just easy to influence. They often dress like their idol, they have more time, and most commercial music is directed towards their level of understanding the world. And since the woke trend started from teenagers, basically, because of TikTok
just seems like a place for people with serious mental problems.
Well, this thought process brings me to Aurora and the impact that she can have over the world. Or with big TV words, how can Aurora change the world?
Howdy, motherfuckers.
Because if I keep following the logic between Angelina and Aurora, who do you think has more chance of making a change and impacting minds? Aurora or Angelina? Sure, in the future, Angelina will be a music legend because of her talent, but Aurora, she will very, very soon have the ability to set trends. And here's why.
In a sentence, her lifestyle and her real-life personality is coherent with her work.
But before I tell you why, here's a reminder that this channel is about how to navigate for the music industry, and I try to make an attempt at it every 2 weeks, and I drink wine meanwhile and talk. But if you want to join me on this journey, please, please, please like and subscribe, because it really helps me. And if you don't want to like, well, no, honestly, it really helps my video to be recommended on YouTube and to get seen. Also, if you would like to see bloopers from behind the scenes, well, you can consider joining me on Patreon, because I send awesome monthly postcards. Do you agree?
I'm not a psychopath.
At a first glance, because yes, we should start by looks, she acts and looks strange. Because she's in the niche of Grimes of Eliza and FKA Twigs that I mentioned earlier. The niche started with Billboard, who kind of paved the way for others to be seen as relevant to a wider audience. But really, as I said, it's not about music only. Everything is a niche until money or some social trends are involved. On the money topic, think about Grimes. Before she married Elon Musk, her music suddenly became cool to listen to and not for freaks. Basically, she was validated as an interesting experimental artist. Out of the sudden, even if she was just as good as before, if not better, and I'm saying that because I've listened to her for years. And if I were to slide in a note, well, it would be because this type of profile of artist was not considered a model for young women who wanted to land a successful man. At a second chance, Aurora kind of checks a lot of social trends boxes, because her work can be referred to climate change activists, complete sexual freedom, or about being yourself in the context of woke people. I actually just realized that there's a funny part about it. She's in the middle. She's perceived as an intellectual. You have on one side the woke people and on the other side the sober ones. So they validate her, but she represents them. She's in the middle, so they validate them for her, so she's winning. I like it. But she is winning because she is intellectual plus experimental. On one side, she has songs with climate change topics and activist topics. On the other one, she's Mother Nature. On the other one, she sings at the Nobel Prize. Then nobody can come and say, "Oh, this is just another woke phase." And she writes all of her songs, and she did that since she was 9. So really, she's got it all. Last, and probably the glue of it all, is that her mannerism and her personality are addictive to watch. There are literally dozens of videos on YouTube and channels about her personality.
Such a beautiful way to meet humans.
Yeah.
It makes you love them. Us. I mean, I'm also a human, of course.
She's fun in interviews, she's blunt, she can say dirty words with an innocent face.
Right now, I'm really into violent pornography. Like having sex and having the baby at the same time. At the age of 6.
She is 25, but she looks 15, so she can appeal to teenagers as well. Anyway, I think the biggest risk of it will be to stay unique, because for every impactful face in the music industry, there's an expiry date, and you have to find a way to adapt and stay relevant. Because think of it, first she was weird, now she's cool weird, and then she will become the norm, and her style and her niche will become the norm. So what happens afterwards? But she's such a unicorn, so strangely original that you can't process what else could she come up with. Will her personality be enough, maybe? Like, how do you see that over a 20, 30 years old career? Anyway, you start commenting now because I'm just gonna drink my wine. So, cheers from your psycho.